Hi everyone, this is Yan. In this presentation, I'm going to show you how to run SPSS for frequency distribution, central tendency, and variability. And for our first SPSS assignment, you are only asked to do chapter 3 and 4 SPSS exercise. So if you want to include the frequency distributions, you are welcome to. If you don't feel like it, that's fine with me. If you have a hard copy of SPSS, that's great, and you know how to access it from your computer. If you don't, you need to install VPN and VMware to access the virtual lab. And this is the screenshot of the virtual lab after you install both VPN and VMware. And if you go to the virtual desktop and go to the start menu, you can search for SPSS and you will click on the first option at IBM SPSS Statistics 24 to start the exercise. After you click on SPSS, this is the screen that you see, and you will select the top option in New Files, New Dataset. Once you get into the data editor, this is the screen you see, and you will need to click on the variable view. And we're using the dataset from table 3.11 on page 87. That's chapter 3 in our textbook. So the first thing you're going to do is to enter creativity in the variable name. And the next thing you will do is to select 0 in the decimal points. And all the other, the type, the width, everything else will just automatically set. So you don't need to worry about it. And then you will click on the tab on the bottom, Data View, to start entering your data. There are 20 numbers in the table 3.11, and I added 4 more numbers to make my dataset slightly different than the one from the textbook, because I don't want to copy the exact dataset. I want my graphs and my histograms, whatever output I get, looks a little bit different from the textbook. After you enter all your dataset, you go to the top drop-down menu and you click on Analyze, Descriptive Statistics, and go to Frequencies. And this is the exercise on page 57 to 58 in chapter 2 in our textbook. And when our textbook was printed, I bet they used a different version of SPSS. So there might be small differences in their instructions. So, and we are using the SPSS 24, I believe. And it's a little different, but not much. The next thing you will see is that a creativity variable is in the left column, and you click on it once, select it, and click on the arrow and move it to the variable column. Then you select chart. The next thing you see is this frequencies charts, and you select a histogram and check a show normal curve, and then click on continue. And then you click on Statistics. After you click on Statistics, you will see this dialog box. You can check the mean, the median, mode, and the standard deviation variance range, and click on Continue. And then you click on OK. Now you see your output file, the SPSS output file. Since some of you don't have SPSS installed on your computer, then even if you have the output file, you won't be able to view it from your own computer. So, and also I don't have a hard copy of SPSS, so I will not be able to view your SPSS output file if you just save as the default SPSS output file. So I want you to go to File and then Export. I want you to save the output file in either Word or PDF. After you select File, Export, this is the screen you see. And you need to select either Word document or PDF as your output file, the document type. And then you click on Browse to save this output file on the virtual desktop. Of course, you can also save it to your USB drive. That's another option. But it seems to me that to save the output files on the virtual desktop and then email yourself is easier. After you click on the Browse button, this Save File dialog box is what you see. And you go to Look in, you select the desktop, and that's your virtual desktop. And then I change the file name into something that's easily recognized by myself. And then I clicked Save. This is the next screen you see. And you can see the new name that I gave the file is here, and it's on the virtual desktop. So you can, and I'm saving it first as a Word document, and I'll explain why. So you click OK. After you click OK, you will see on the virtual desktop, this new Word document is there. That's your output file in Word document. And this is the output file in Word document. And the benefits of saving this output file as a Word document is that you can copy the table or make changes and adjust the size. You can edit on the output data. Now we're going to save the data set. And so you go back to File and click on either Save or Save As. And this is a Save Data As dialog box. So then you see the extension is SAV, and that's the SPS data set. So you're saving this data set that you just entered, you just created. And the reason for this is if you save this data set, and the next time if you want to run other SPSS functions on it, you want to run other stuff on it, you can or you can modify the data set and add more or take out some numbers, and you can play with this data set in the future without entering all the numbers again. Now you see after you save the data set, and here is your SAV SPSS data set. And also, I believe I changed the name because I wanted uh, to to be the same as my output file. So now we go back to the output file, the original SPSS output file, and then we save, go to File, and save the output as the original SPSS output file, and the extension is SPV, and you click Save. And the reason for this is that if you do have a hard copy of SPSS, and you can view this output file in its original form, in this form, rather than Word or PDF file. And this is how the SPSS output file looks. So after I save the SPSS file in Word and the original dataset, and the SPSS output in the SPV file, I want to email myself those three files. So I usually use Firefox, but it was my first time to use Firefox on the in the virtual lab. So they asked me to they gave me this option. I need to select either Microsoft or whatever. So you just follow those steps and select the next until it's done, and you get to get on the internet from the virtual lab and log into your own email, whatever email address you want to use, and you can email yourself those files as attachments. And the reason I email myself the original SPSS dataset and the output files, even though I don't have SPSS, is that the next time when I use the virtual lab, I can open up those files if I want to. But if I don't email myself with those data sets and output file, um, next time when I access the virtual lab, my files probably won't be there. Once you log off, your files will probably be deleted, removed. So and also you can also go ahead and log on Blackboard and post your output files there if you don't have any questions, or you just go ahead and start post your submit your assignment from virtual lab. Thank you for listening, and if you have any questions, please email me.